Hey everybody, this is Steve Steele. I got a request for this lesson and I'm going to do this in two parts. I'm going to keep it pretty simple at first and I'm just going to play the three sections of the song that I'm going to teach and then I'm going to break it down. So for those of you that just want to get a quick look at what the piece looks like, check it out. If you want to hear the explanation, just continue listening. Okay, so all right, here we go. And a train goes by. Okay, here we go. This is Blackbird by the Beatles. Okay, the intro is made up of only two chords. G major, A minor, 7, G major, over B. Some people may mistake this for a B minor, but I'll explain that in a minute. And G major again. One consistent fact about this piece is the open G string is used as what's called a pedal tone, one that's repeated. So that's just ringing out that G sound. That's called a pedal. Chopin used it in his Raindrop Prelude, for instance. It's been used all the way back into the times of organ. And in fact, the reason it's called pedal is because organists would use their feet on pedals to hold down bass notes while they played other parts of the right hand. Often they would hold down one note. And so it's, ever since that time, been referred to as a pedal. The rest of the piece is played only on two other strings, except for the very first chord. We're going to use the open G, the open B, and the open A, or those strings, for the entire piece. A, B, and G, except for the opening chord, which is a G, and it goes like. All right, so I'm plucking with P and M, so thumb, middle finger. I'm plucking the low string, the E string, 3rd fret, which is a G, and the open B. All right, let me show you the plucking motion, and this is used throughout the whole tune. Okay, so I'll use it on this first chord. That's it, okay? There is this little part. I've played this piece for so long that I sort of improvise that rhythm now. I'm not even sure if it's correct. Sometimes I'll do some syncopated little lick right there, but okay, moving on. So the first chord is G with a B and an open G. Then we go to an A minor. So if you know an A minor chord, you're going to pluck the open A, the C that's on the 2nd string, the B string, and again the pedal tone G, like this. So it's always outer strings, pedal tone. So here are the first two chords. In fact, I'm going to continue to play the intro staccato. So G, A minor, G over B. So this is like a G chord, but remove the outer Gs. We're left with a B in the bass, a D up top, and then the G pedal. And you slide or jump, whatever you think sounds best, up to the 10th fret and 12th fret. That's a G on the A string and a B on the B string. And you do some rhythm that's going to spend a lot of time on this rhythm because, again, I think I play it differently now, but it's something to the effect, I'll go very slow. So the simple way of playing it is plucking and then going across and back. So one more time. Okay, and yeah, look that up somewhere else if you want to know exactly how that's played or the rhythm of that, but that's the basic idea. So the intro: G major, A minor, G in first inversion, G over B, G. All right, verse. Let me just go through it real fast. C major, C sharp diminished, D major, D sharp diminished, E minor, E flat major, D major, D flat diminished or C sharp diminished, C major, C minor, G over B, A7, A7 sus4 actually, a D7 sus4, and then the beginning G. I'm going to break down those chords in just a moment. I'm going to go to the third section. All right, sounds like this. Let me explain this section real quick, and then I'm going to jump back to the second section. So here's really all you need to know. If you don't really want to know a whole lot about the details and the theory behind this, when you're playing, something looks like this. So my fingers are 2 frets apart, right? I'm on the 5th string and 2nd string, or the 2nd string from each outer string. But I'm 2 frets apart. When I play that, it produces a major chord. When I lower this pitch so that it's only 1 fret from this string, it's a minor chord. So this would be F major. This would be a minor chord. And so what I'm left with is F major, E minor, D minor, C major, B flat major. One more time. The bass note is on the A string. So this is an F, E, D, C, B flat. 8th fret, 7th fret, 5th fret, 3rd fret, 1st fret. And I'll do the major, minor, minor, major, major. And the plucking part's really easy. It's just out, in, out, in. You're going from the outer strings to the pedal. One last piece of advice for fingering this: use your first and your pinky for the major chords, and use your first and third for the minor chords. They measure up well. Notice how my hand rests. The third's perfect for the minor chord, the pinky's perfect for the major chord. And just real quick, the names of these chords. This is an F major, add 2. Some people call it add 9. This is an E minor. That's it, just pure E minor. This is a D major, add 2. No, I'm sorry, D minor, add 2, excuse me. This is a C major, C, E, G, just a pure C major. And this is a B flat, 6. Now why am I getting all these weird chord names? That's if I include the pedal tone, the G, as part of the chord. If not, it's just F major, E minor, D minor, C major, B flat major. but added, with the pedal tone added, you get add 2, and you get a 6 chord here. So that was, what do I call these? Oh, I'm sorry about this. I think I called this a D add 2. This is a D add 4. Okay. D, F, G. Okay, the verse. The verse starts on a C major chord, 3rd fret, 5th fret, with the pedal tone. It spells C, E, G. Now, there's a couple ways to play this next chord, but I've played it this way for a long time, so I'm going to continue to. I'm walking up the fretboard until I get to this E, and in order to do so, I run into this chord. In between the C major, D major, and E minor, I'm going to have these connecting diminished chords. So I have C major, C sharp diminished, which is, here are the frets, 4 and 3 with your open pedal. And it sounds like. Then a D major, 5, 7 with a pedal, 6, 5 with the pedal, then an E minor, 7, 8 pedal. I'm going to come back and talk about the diminished chords in 1 second, but let me finish the sequence. E flat major, so E minor gives away to E flat major, and notice I switched from my 3rd finger. That allows my 1st finger to continue leading me chromatically up and down the neck. Okay, so E minor from here, E flat major, D major, D flat, or C sharp diminished, same thing, C major, that's 3 and 5. The C major turns into a C minor. This, you would think, would be a B minor, but no, it's a G major. It's a G major without the G's, right? So G is the pedal, B is the bass, D is the 3rd voice. It's a G in 1st inversion. It's called a G over B for guitarist. After this, it goes into the cadence, which acts as a turnaround in some parts of the song. So let me come into that. Right here. So I'm plucking the A open, the C sharp, the 2nd fret on the B string, and the G. If I said this was a sus4 earlier, I was mistaken. I was thinking about my next chord, which has a D in it. Okay, this is just an A7. The next chord, and this is one instance where the thumb leaves the A string and goes to the D string. 1st finger comes down to the 1st fret. The tab is 0, 0, 1. This is a D and a C, which is a D7. Comes from this. But I'm not playing the A or the F sharp. But I'm playing that much of a D7. The open D root, C 1st fret, and I'm still playing the G pedal. That can be called a D sus4. A D sus4. D7 sus4. And then it lands on G to finish. Alright, so here's the cadence by itself. Let me come into the cadence from the C major. Okay, last thing I'm going to do is explain the diminished chords. So, during the verse, I have the C major, Diminished chords are often used as leading chords. In this case, they're connecting the C major to the D major and the D major to the E minor in the verse. And to get these chords, what we're doing is we're raising the bass note C up to C sharp. We're still going to keep the pedal G, but we need another note. Well, a C sharp diminished is spelled C sharp E G. Well, I'm doubling the G here. And by the way, what's happening is on this chord, I'm doing this position switch. Notice the balance of my hand. My first finger's here, my pinky is here. If I take my first finger and move it all the way across from the 3rd fret of the A to the 3rd fret of the E, my second finger goes to the A string. I have this. If I slow this down, you'll notice my second finger gets a bit of a jump on the C sharp. Right? I was trying to play slow there. And it's just because I'm trying to pivot my arm, and I'm pivoting on my thumb a little bit. Slow. And you want to be able to play that without any buzzing, any fret noise, any jumps. You don't want the listener to know that there was any motion at all. Yeah. Not bad, okay? So, once again, here are these chords from C major. You take your second finger up to the 4th fret and take your first finger all the way across to the 3rd fret. And you pluck the middle pedal G again. Then 5 and 7 is a D major pedal. That's the D sharp diminished. And there I arrive at my E minor, E flat major, D major, C sharp diminished, C major, C minor, G over B, A7, D7 sus4, and home to G. And that's part 1 of Blackbird. If you have any questions, leave them below, ask me, I'll answer them. I'll do a 2-part if you need it. Thanks, guys. A quick little tip as an exercise: when you're practicing the intro, start pressing your speed. You get up here, just repeat that. You might also notice I'm doing these violin type vibratos, right? Hear that vibrato I'm getting? That's because that's a very subtle vibrato that I want. I don't have time to bend, nor do I have the technique to be able to do that. When you're holding these types of chords, you're holding chords and you're doing multiple vibratos, right? So that's where this sort of violin or cello technique comes in handy. So what you do is you grip the chord, maybe apply a little more pressure than you normally would. Press down with your fingertips. You want to get a good, kind of see where I've been playing. And try this. I'm doing a slight rotation. I'm moving back and forth. See? I'll go really slow and you'll notice it's moving the pitch up and down. If I squeeze, it's the same effect, but it doesn't sound as musical. Once you get the vibrato moving, it sounds sweet because you can control it.